What's up, everyone? My name is Jason. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you some thoughts, the framework, the blueprint, the secret sauce, the thought process behind each and every one of my mixes. And if you're a DJ that releases mixes, whether you're doing a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, this video is made for you. If you're a DJ that's not releasing mixes, well, you need to start releasing mixes. Mixes are an incredible tool for us as DJs to get in front of more people and to show off what you are capable of doing for someone and their event. It is important that you understand a few things before you start releasing mixes. And in this video, I'm going to share with you everything that I think about before I create a mix and what I do when I'm done with the mix, so that in the future, when you release a mix, whether it be tomorrow, next week, or next year, you are setting yourself up for success. Mixes have been incredibly powerful for me and for my business, the SCE Event Group. They've opened doors, they've created opportunities, they've allowed me to get booked, and they've allowed my company to do more things in more places. Mixes are awesome. And if you're a DJ not releasing mixes, I hope that you'll consider sharing your talent, sharing your craft, sharing what you do with the world sooner than later, because the longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. I think the key part of every mix is having a plan before you press record. Have a goal in mind, whether it's attracting more followers, more subscribers, more users to your channel, whether it's for Instagram, for TikTok, for YouTube, whether it's Mixcloud, whether it's SoundCloud, whether it's comments or hearts or likes or shares, whether it's bookings, whether it's landing jobs, whatever you want needs to be thought through before you even get to the place of recording. Having a plan is an important part of every single mix. So let me share with you some things to think about so that you can put together a plan so your next mix is a slam dunk and incredibly successful. First and foremost, you need to think about what style mix you are making. Are you making a club pump up mix? Are you doing a rock remix? Are you doing something that's going to be enjoyed by the pool? Think about what style, what theme, what genre you want your mix to be. And that is step one of the overall process for recording mixes. Step two is figure out who you are going to be serving this mix to. Who is your ideal listener, your ideal audience? Think about what they're going to want to listen to. Think about how they're going to receive this, and think about how they're going to use this to maybe help you and your business in the future. I think identifying your target audience is a big part of making mixes that do incredibly well on platforms and out into the world. While I'm talking about platforms, let's move to number three. Where are you going to be releasing this mix, and how are people going to be able to find it? What are you going to do to promote it? Are you sharing it on Mixcloud and SoundCloud and promoting it on Facebook or Instagram? Are you putting it on Dropbox or Google Drive and just giving people access to it so they can download it and play it on their own devices? Think about the tools, the platform, and the location that this mix will reside, because your format may have to change based on the rules of the platform or the place it's going to be played, served, or offered to everyone listening to it. Once you figure out where the mix is going to go, you got to think about the duration. How long is this mix going to be? Now, there's a lot of different schools of thought, and there's a lot of different places for a lot of different types of mixes. A lot of people are into quick mixes. I personally like to do my mixes at like an hour in time, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but I try to use the benchmark of 60 minutes every time I create a mix. See, my mixes are often played in basic gyms or in workout classes that are typically about 45 minutes to an hour. I think formatting my mixes shorter than an hour really sells myself short, because if an instructor or someone that's leading a workout or someone that's going to be using this within a fitness community wants to use this mix, but it doesn't even get them to the end of their workout, they're not going to play this mix when they can choose another mix that actually fits the needs, because the last thing someone's going to want to do in the middle of their thing is change the music at the end, or at least 3/4 of the way through their overall workout. I hope you follow what I'm saying. Think about the duration, and think about the answers to the questions that you just answered, and think about how long the mix needs to be to serve your ideal client on the platform that you've identified this mix is going to be shared on, and to deliver the journey, so to speak, for the style of music that you will be featuring in this mix. Once you figure all that out, you got to figure out your programming. You got to pull out your tracks. You got to figure out which songs and which edits you're going to be featuring in your mix that stays in line and on brand for your target of this session. I think it's super helpful to make a crate in the software that you use. I use Serato, so I make a crate in my Serato for this specific mix. I start with how I'm going to start the mix. I then put a bunch of tracks in there that I want to feature in this mix so that if I'm recording it live, I don't have to do a lot of thinking because it's all kind of there for me. Whether I mix song to song or I skip things around, I have a universe of music that I want to target for this mix. I think being prepared will help you and avoid a roadblock situation where you get Serato face because you're doing that desk stare into your computer because you're not sure what you want to play next. I hope you feel what I'm saying. Being prepared and preparing your tracks, having everything in a crate of how you want to play it will help you stack the deck in your favor so that when you go to record, you are setting yourself up for success and setting this mix up for success. Don't forget to include what's crushing it in the charts in your local area in radio or at your events or in the clubs or bars that you're working at. Try to make sure that you lace in some of the popular songs that are killing it in your area, especially if you're looking to target people in your area. Once you get all of this worked out, you move to the next step of the overall process, and that's identifying how you're going to be recording this mix. Are you going into the club? Are you doing it in your garage? Are you headed to your basement, to your home office, to your home studio? Are you going to a studio? Are you doing it live, or are you going to be producing this mix in a platform like Ableton Live or Logic? Are you using software to help you create this mix? There's no right way or wrong way to do it. I'm just saying you have to identify how you're going to be putting all this together because it will help you get to the rest of the decisions you have to make sure that this mix kills it for you and your business. Now that you've either recorded your mix or you've framed it all out and rendered your mix, it's time to listen to the mix. Now, don't just listen to it on studio monitors. Take it out to your car. Listen to it on pods in your ear or in headphones. Try to listen to your mix in a couple different places to make sure that your volume levels and the levels of all the songs are proper and correct. There's some great resources available to all of us, like Lander online, that allows you for a low cost monthly to upload your content and they will master the tracks for you, taking out the peaks and filling in some of the valleys in your mix, making sure everything sounds consistent. And I think consistency and a professional sound with mastering is everything. Once you've identified that you need some corrections to the mastering, you can either use a platform like Lander to automate the process of mastering, or you can do it yourself by importing your rendered mix or saved mix to a platform like Ableton Live, and then you can go through it and make adjustments as need be so that the final product sounds stellar, consistent and stellar. It's a big part of having a mix be successful. While you're working in post, and if you're working in post, you might want to include some branding in the overall mix. So this would be the opportunity for you to go in and maybe import or insert some of your drops, some of your voiceovers, and some of the elements that can help make this set come out super professional. If you've done that step, you're going to have to re-render the whole thing and save it to your desktop, to your computer, or to your phone, and now listen to it again to make sure that everything has been addressed that you identified earlier. After the file is ready to go, it's time to think of your title for this mix and time to develop some artwork. So I'm a big fan of Canva, as you all know, and I think I'm going to put a video up here about how I use Canva, but Canva is a great way for you to do the artwork yourself, or you can go on Fiverr and hire someone to do artwork for you or whatever. It's time to think about a title, and it's super important that you don't overcomplicate your title. You make it super easy to identify with and super easy to find. Make sure that when you go to the next step of uploading your final mastered copy to the platform of your choice, like Mixcloud or SoundCloud, that your title is included in not only the file itself, but in the mix. When you load it to these platforms, make sure that your titling is proper, make sure that your tagging is proper, make sure you have the mix in its proper category for where it belongs. While you're at it, you probably want to add some details in the description about the mix so that the SEO gods of the world can help crawl better through the files and through your mix and hopefully get it into some of the charts so other people can find it. Take advantage of all the fields that are available to you. Try not to leave things empty if you can. I know this part of the process is painful for some, but it's an important part of the overall step because the more you put into this stuff, the more opportunities you have of this mix being found in the future. Once the mix is up, it's time to promote. So look at the platforms that you have an audience or reach on and try to share the artwork, maybe samples of the mix, And make sure you tag some of the people that could maybe be found in this mix. If they're friends of yours or people that you know or look up to, try to tag them. You never know if they'll reshare something, getting more eyeballs and more attention to your mix. That's part of the game here in the world of mixes. I hope that you found this to be helpful in some way, shape, or form. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions about things either discussed in this video or that I missed, please throw them in the comments field down below. I'm going to put some of my content, some of my mix content links in the description field down below. If you want to check out some of the stuff that I've done in my life, all of the links will be in the description field down below. And before you go, make sure you hit this video right here where I talk a lot about SoundCloud and Mixcloud and how those platforms are so important for us as DJs. It's right over here. Click on that video, check out what it's all about, and I appreciate you guys. Be on the lookout for more content coming just like this to this channel in the days, weeks, and months ahead, and I'll see you real soon.